Hello everyone and welcome to the Smashy Business Show. Today is Tuesday, July 15, 2025 and I am Abdul Majid Awan.
And I'm Wizz Ahmed, and we've got a packed show for you today. Firstly, we're going to be discussing how Wizz Air is pulling out of Dhabi after 6 years. BYD is doubling down on Saudi's EV market with 10 showrooms to be opened by 2026. And Majid Al-Futtaim is entering Kuwait following a succession reshuffle. A new board of directors was chosen by the Dubai government, and Mubadala-Led group is to acquire Germany's Techem for $8 billion in a big sustainability push.
The very big story, the very first story is everyone is crazy about it. Everyone is curious about it. Everyone wants to know why is it happening. We'll tell you. But Wizz Air has announced that it will shut down its Abu Dhabi operations by September 1st, 2025, which is next to next month. It will end a 6-year run by them in the Gulf. The budget airline, which is listed in London, says it will now refocus entirely on its European operations, where it sees higher profitability and fewer external constraints.
So the carrier cited several challenges for the exit, so repeated airspace closures, regulatory complications, and regional geopolitical tensions. Wizz Air also faced environmental hurdles, including extreme Gulf heat that affected its engine performance and ultimately prevented long-term scalability in the Middle East.
And this marks a blow to the UAE's push to become a global hub for budget travel and aviation diversification. Industry observers say Wizz Air's exit raises broader questions about the viability of low-cost carriers in volatile regional markets where airspace restrictions and red tape can derail long-term planning.
Now, operational difficulties were compounded by global supply chain issues, most notably the grounding of several aircrafts due to problems with Pratt & Whitney engines. Over the past 2 years, Wizz Air's share price has tumbled 62%, adding financial pressure to its network strategy.
And CEO Joseph Varadi said the decision to exit Abu Dhabi was not taken lightly, but was necessary. The airline will now focus on consolidating operations across stronger performing European markets, including the UK, Italy, and Austria. Affected passengers will be contacted regarding refunds and cancellations. Very sad news that one of the budget airlines is leaving, but I think with Fly Dubai and Etihad and
Emirates Airlines, Qatar Airways.
Emirates and Etihad are not considered budget, but still they're very good in keeping their own market in their own hands. I remember I flew to Pakistan with Fly Dubai. It's considered to be a budget airline, but there was like only a 250 dirham difference between them and the Emirates airline. And I was like,
I should have just gone on Emirates.
Yeah, and 250 is basically what I paid to go to T2. Because Emirates flies from T3 and you can take the metro easily, very comfortable ride, you can just go, get out. But T2 you have to take a taxi. The metro doesn't go to T2, Terminal 2, it goes to 1 and 3. So I was like, better to take Emirates. So I think that's the reason they weren't able to survive, because the local structure, the local airlines are so good.
There's too many winners here. And they're not just even like winners like regionally, they're winners globally.
Yeah.
I mean, Emirates Airlines this year, they achieved, I believe, 22 billion dirhams in profit.
Yeah.
You know,
the most profitable ones.
That number is really big. And I think, to be honest with you, this entire story, as much as this airline is loved, you know what it's honestly signifying, Majid? That they could not adapt to the market.
Yeah.
You know, what do you mean you're telling me that you guys had an issue with the heat? Like, come on, you've been operating here for 6 years. There's so many airlines that have been operating here for years. They figured it out. Why couldn't you guys figure it out? I think that it was tough for them to adapt.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was really tough for them to adapt. Have you ever gone with Wizz Air?
No, I haven't traveled in Wizz Air, but I have traveled in Fly Dubai. Fly Nas is also a budget airline.
Honestly, Majid, I've only tried 2 airlines in my entire life. It's either been Emirates Airlines or Fly Dubai. One of those two, never anything else.
Etihad is not bad. Only some complaints are always there. Because, to be honest, I give my heart to Etihad because Emirates is so good that people expect the same standard from every airline in the world now. So Etihad, that is why sometimes gets a little flag that, oh, they're not as good as Emirates. Yeah, no one can be as good as Emirates. That's what makes Emirates Airlines.
Yeah, apparently they have unlimited caviar.
Yeah, in first class. So yeah, if you're traveling, do enjoy that. But mainly the story is not bad for Abu Dhabi. It's not that Abu Dhabi is losing business. It's actually Wizz Air, which wasn't able to, as Word said, survive in the environment that was there. Other airlines are doing it. No one had an engine problem. So I think if they're
or maybe Majid,
leaving,
they didn't have the budget to actually buy that expensive machinery that they needed to adapt. I think that was probably the case. But honestly, what a bad time to be leaving. In 5 years' time, we got Disneyland coming, Harry Potter World. Like, more people are going to be coming into Abu Dhabi.
They come back as soon as more people start flying to Abu Dhabi. They will come back. Everyone comes back. But yeah, talking about comeback, BYD is making a comeback in Saudi Arabia, and Word is singing a song since morning about Elon Musk and imagining Elon Musk crying.
Honestly, ever since I read this story that BYD is expanding to Saudi Arabia, all I can think of is, you better not cry, you better not shout, because I just feel like Elon Musk, he just opened his first showroom. Like, this must honestly hurt. Like, this would hurt me. Like, I had my standing ovation and they're just coming right in. Like, the Chinese are not going to let him win. Yeah. They're not going to let him take this one.
So the story is that the Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD, we have it in the UAE, everyone knows, is accelerating its expansion in Saudi Arabia. The company already has 3 showrooms, I think, and they're planning for 7 more. So the company plans to grow from 3 to 10 showrooms, yes, by mid-2026, that's next year, and aims to sell over 5,000 vehicles this year alone, according to Bloomberg.
So Jerome Segat, BYD's managing director for Saudi Arabia, says the company is going big and it's going fast. So Saudi is a complex market. He said you need to go fast, you need to think big, and this move signals such a strong commitment to a region where gasoline cars still dominate the roads.
And Saudi Arabia is rapidly positioning itself as an EV hub. The Public Investment Fund has already invested in Lucid Motors, backed by the new Saudi EV brand Seer, and continues to pour billions into charging and EV infrastructure.
So while EVs currently account for just 1% of total car sales in the kingdom, BYD is optimistic. Now, the company views Tesla's entry as a marketing boost. So the more Tesla communicates, the better it is for us, said Segat. Globally, BYD recently overtook Tesla in EV sales in Europe.
And looking ahead, BYD says it has no intention of settling for small numbers. We're not here to stay at 5 or 10,000 cars a year, Segat said. With rising awareness, government backing, and better infrastructure, BYD is aiming to become a key player, I think the main player in the region's EV future.
I think, what's so interesting about this, Majid, is that Lucid Motors is actually majority owned by PIF.
Yeah.
So Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, that I can no longer say is nearly $1 trillion, it's over $1 trillion. It holds a 60% stake in Lucid Motors.
Yeah.
And when I take a look at this, by the way, the reason why I'm thinking of Elon and his face is just flashing through my mind is because, look at PIF. It's basically chaired by the governor, Yasser Rumayyan. He agreed to buy 60% of Lucid Motors, but they never actually gave Elon Musk that funding that he so wanted to take Tesla private. When I actually connected the dots, Majid, basically, I'll take you guys a bit down the road. In 2015, OpenAI was founded. And in fact, it was founded between Sam Altman and Elon Musk. Elon Musk gave him the funding. 2018 itself, Elon Musk, that is the exact point, by the way, where he left OpenAI. He was like, I really need to focus on Tesla. And that was the exact point where he went on Twitter. I found the tweet. I did some digging and I found it. And he said, I'm considering taking Tesla private at $420 per share, funding secured. You guys would not imagine what this tweet did. It literally, what's it called? It changed the way that people were trading, to the point that the Tesla shareholders got so angry at Elon that they lost money that they opened a law case on him. And then what do you think Elon did? This is the reason why you have PIF investing into Lucid Motors. He basically subpoenaed Yasser Rumayyan. He subpoenaed him into the court case, Majid. And like I was asking myself, I'm like, why is this so bad? And Elon basically went ahead and said, oh, like Yasser, like you have to tell them that you told me that you would give me all the funding that I need. And it was to the point that they had their text messages out in 2018. And, Elon Musk went to accuse him of throwing him under the bus. Honestly, this is such a great example of why you should not just go on people's words. No, seriously, you should not, especially when you're a businessman. If nothing is confirmed, nothing is signed, you don't actually have anything. So when I was taking a look at this entire journey, he has such bad luck. He does. He left OpenAI. They have ChatGPT now. They're in Stargate UAE. Elon Musk left out. Now you have BYD entering into Saudi. You can clearly see that even though Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, he's not favored. He's not. Honestly, he's not favored. So,
the main funny thing is that this guy, Segod, he's so confident that his product is better and cheaper, and obviously cheaper is better sometimes for a lot of people. He's saying that the more Tesla markets EVs, that they're the future, they're good, they should be used instead of gasoline cars. He's like, it'll open more market for us. So basically, he has the idea that Tesla will do the marketing for them. They don't need to do extra marketing because
so
Tesla will create awareness for EVs. Tesla will try to sell their EVs, environment, sustainability, all the big words. They'll use all of that and create awareness. So people buy Tesla. Instead, people will go for the cheaper BYD, which has better options, better everything.
Exactly.
So let's see. It's a very nice tactical play by BYD that they saw that Tesla has entered. They've opened one in Riyadh and they're opening one in Jeddah soon. So they were like, okay, he's opening 2, we already have 3, we'll go for 10, no problem. Our availability will be more. It's not like we're only at Spinneys, we'll be everywhere. We'll be in Carrefour, we'll be in every small market, Viva market, we'll be everywhere.
And you know what, Majid? It's so interesting that not one showroom, 10 showrooms. They're coming in with 10. That is more showrooms than Tesla even has planned in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Honestly, my conclusion in this entire thing is that the Chinese are winning. They're winning.
Can't beat them.
Honestly, they are winning. And I think this is why Elon Musk left Trump. He was like, you know what? I should try and maybe work with the Chinese people. I mean, look at the Labubus, these dolls that everyone is calling ugly. Their founder, Wang Ning, I believe, his net worth is technically now at billions of dollars. And this is all because of those Pop Mart dolls. I mean, that is crazy. Majid, did you see how much hate that video with, what's his name? Ahmed Al-Habtour got, where he was talking about the Labubu dolls and how they indicate that everyone has become like a herd. I have never seen so many people support a video. Honestly, I have not. Guys, the video has 400k views.
He's right to an extent. From the psychological standpoint, he's right. Whenever you create a market for any product, it's very normal. The smartphones came, everyone wanted a smartphone. Even before that, when there was, I don't know, let's not call them dumb phones. They were very good phones. But the original mobile phones that we had, Sony Ericsson and everything, like this big, with a big antenna, even when that came, everyone wanted it. Internet came, everyone wanted internet. Labubus came, everyone wants Labubu.
But no, Majid, I don't think you can
very
compare
normal
Labubu
for people.
to internet, though. I would never go without internet. That is not me following the herd. I need it to live. I need it.
The idea is whenever there is something that disrupts the market and is available, it's not that expensive. Obviously, when you go to resellers, they're selling it for 300, 400. I bought it from Pop Mart, 3 of them, 79 dirhams. That's not bad. 79, you can't even get a good burger with fries and drink at Five Guys for that amount. So yeah, it was not that expensive. The idea is that it just gave people a sense of satisfaction that we own something.
By the way, guys,
cool.
Majid owns a Labubu.
3. I have 3.
Are you serious?
2 at home, 1 I brought in office. It's here. My wife also actually bought a fake version. She bought it. I won't say where she bought it from, but she bought it. And they branded it, marketed it as a Labubu completely. They didn't say Lafufu or anything. They said it's a Labubu. She bought it, it came home and she saw all the signs of how you check it if it's original or not. Clearly it wasn't. And she complained. They sent the money back and they were like, keep it. So yeah, so I have
it's a
3
win-win.
Yeah, and the other one, I won't call it Labubu. It's a copy of Labubu because on the box it says Labubu. Yeah, but the idea is that people will always go for cheaper stuff and good stuff if it's famous. Tesla will make EVs famous. BYDs will be like, okay, give 10,000 less and buy the car.
Honestly, Majid, I think in this specific case, I think that Elon Musk is honestly playing on the stereotype that the Arabs, the shuyukh, the royalty there, will just want to buy the more expensive product. I think he's playing on that stereotype, and we will see what happens.
But it's a very small market, and that's a problem for him.
I know,
He
1%,
will only sell,
literally 1% of Saudi.
Everyone else will buy a BYD because it's better car. We're not promoting BYD, by the way. I've sat in a BYD car and I was amazed at the options that they have. It's like 5,000, 10,000 cheaper than a Tesla, the new Tesla.
Majid, you know, I would never buy an EV car. I wouldn't, especially a Chinese one. And I'll tell you why. If, like, say you had a car accident or, I don't know, something happened to your engine, do you know how difficult it is to get a new one? It will literally take you a good couple of weeks to get your car back. And I really don't want to hinge on that.
The idea is that as soon as the batteries become better, the electric cars will be there on the road everywhere. Right now, the problem is the battery. BYD, I saw a video, they've prototyped a battery which does not explode when suppressed or compressed, right? They've prototyped it. Soon they will put it in their cars. And soon, Tesla is also buying Chinese batteries now, you know? So they are looking for alternate options. So the whole expensive part of an electric car is a battery. They've already come out with EVs which have swappable batteries. You don't need to charge them. You just pick out one point. They're so not heavy and good to go. So you can do that. There's so many options now with electric vehicles. To be honest, in the next 5 years, what is 2025? By 2030, when Saudi Vision 2030 completes, we will see a lot of electric cars in Saudi Arabia and on these roads as well. Dubai, I think, the Pony AI with Vigo, Abu Dhabi also had Vigo and Uber partnership. We already are seeing driverless cars, right? And most of them are EVs. So we will see that eventually there will come a time when everyone would want to drive an EV.
I think that Saudi made a really realistic goal, because for them it's all about reaching 30%. They want to make sure that 30% of Saudi Arabians actually own an electrical vehicle. But just on the topic of new markets, Majid, Al-Futtaim has officially entered the Kuwaiti market just weeks after Dubai authorities restructured the group's leadership. So essentially what happened was a new board was appointed to streamline governance. I believe 4 family members were appointed, and then there were 5 other directors. Board members, sorry.
Yeah. The move aligns with Kuwait's new housing reforms, which will now allow foreigners to own property. And this we saw recently with Saudi Arabia. They recently announced that also. So Majid Al-Futtaim's new entity, Kuwait Festival City, has been licensed to operate across the country in construction and project development.
So Kuwait is also finalizing its first ever mortgage law, which would let local banks fund private housing projects. With over 100,000 pending applications, the government is pushing for solutions to ease a growing housing burden.
And Majid Al-Futtaim already operates in 16 countries with $18 billion in assets and more than 46,000 employees. In recent years, it has raised $5 billion in green and sustainability-linked financing to support expansion and innovation.
And its entry into Kuwait signals growing confidence in the country's economic reforms, with strong regional credentials and new leadership in place. So MAF is making a calculated bet on Kuwait's real estate future. I think with this entire venture of Kuwait Festival City, for me, what specifically, honestly, Majid, stood out to me, it's the fact that after this entire succession debacle, 9 new board members, a new chairman, Fadl Ali, who was chosen, they're so quick on their feet. And I think when a business is very quick on its feet, it's very adaptable and very adaptable to new markets like Kuwait, a country that is still growing, that has a lot to catch up with in terms of what the UAE, what Saudi Arabia are doing. I think this is great. I think this is a sign that these board members are very sane board members, and they're working.
They're working in the sense of working, and the idea is also working.
That is shady.
Yeah, but very important, very interesting because Middle Eastern big company investing in a Middle Eastern country. I love those stories because they're trying to build each other and take advantage of the opportunities in each other's
within
countries.
our ecosystem.
Yeah. And on that note, there is something else. The next story is that Abu Dhabi's Mubadala investment company is leading a consortium to acquire German energy services firm Techem in a deal worth AED 29 billion or nearly $8 billion. The acquisition is expected to close in the second half of 2025. We're already past the first half, and it is pending regulatory approvals.
So Techem, founded in 1952, operates across 18 countries and manages over 13 million housing units for more than 400,000 clients. So this deal marks a major bet on Europe's energy transition and smart building infrastructure.
And the buying group includes Mubadala, Swiss Firm Partners Group, Singapore's GIC, and TPG Rise Climate, the sustainability arm of US-based TPG. Their goal is to expand Techem's digital platform, smart metering services, and building automation capabilities.
So real estate is responsible for roughly 40% of global carbon emissions. So the consortium sees Techem as central to advancing decarbonization efforts in Europe by improving energy efficiency across the built environment.
And Abdullah Mohammed Shadid, who leads energy and sustainability at Mubadala's private equity platform, said the deal supports better and more sustainable living. It's also another sign that Mubadala is doubling down on climate-aligned assets worldwide. More importantly, Mubadala is doubling down on any investment which
and
gives them a good
they're doubling down
return.
on carbon credits.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what they're doing. Me and Majid we're having a discussion about this story, and I'll tell you exactly why this is so interesting. I mentioned it before on the show, the Paris Agreement, where they basically have this agreement where, as a country, if you have investments that are basically improving the environment, developing the environment, you're going to get something called carbon credits. So that means you can do other things to offset what you've done that's bad for the environment. So, I don't know, you can sell liquid gas or something, or just in general, sell oil. But in this case, what Mubadala has done is that it has just gained carbon credits for the country, for the UAE, for Abu Dhabi, and now what they can basically do is that they can sell oil. They can basically offset it. And I think for me, that's why it stood out. What I've noticed with the UAE is that the way that they're gaining all of these carbon credits is that it is through investments in other countries. For example, in Africa, they are the #1 investor. Now they're going to Germany. Now they're investing into smart housing, real estate. This is all for those carbon credits, and honestly, rightfully so. It's a great way to do it. They're attracting foreign investments to the UAE, and they're also getting what they need to sell their oil.
And they're becoming bigger as well. They're gaining more assets under management, and they want to beat PIF someday. There's just one before we leave. PIF is now the 4th largest sovereign wealth
really
fund
impressive.
in the world. Oslo's is #1, number 2 and 3 are Chinese, 3rd is PIF now. It has beaten ADIA, Abu Dhabi's ADIA, and Kuwait's KIA. So yeah, they're the biggest now in the world at 4th number, and biggest in the MENA region and the Gulf. So yeah, they're doing good. They're doing great.
And honestly, Majid, I really wonder what does the West have to say about this, because of the fact that, remember, there was this Wall Street Journal report that basically came out and said that NEOM project, the mega city being built in the Red Sea in Saudi Arabia, that its budget ballooned from 500
billion.
Billion, right? $500 billion to $800 billion.
Now 1.5.
And it was this report.
Constantly increasing.
Yeah, it was this report by the Wall Street Journal, and there was also reports that were writing that there's budgeting concerns that are going on. They're pouring more money into NEOM. I mean, yes, they are pouring more money into NEOM. It's a very big project, but their sovereign wealth fund is still increasing. So that means that they're making other investments where these investments have returned their favors over the years.
Yeah, PIF is doing good. Really great because they beat ADIA. Abu Dhabi is still the richest city in the world. Is ADIA, the one we talked about, Mubadala, ADQ, and another one. 4 of them make Abu Dhabi the richest city, but ADIA is now on 6th position in global SWF rankings. But still,
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi is still the richest city in the world.
Yeah, Majid will always come to your defense.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the Smashy Business Show. Make sure to follow us across all social media channels at Smashy Business, and make sure to stay ahead with our daily newsletter. You'll find the subscription link in the description.
This has been a Smashy Business Show, a Smashy Business production, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. A big shout out to our 1.8 million monthly listeners. Yay! We increased them. We're nearing the 2 million mark. Thank you so much. If you're one of them, we appreciate you, and we
Have a
appreciate you
beautiful
for
day.
just listening to us and watching us. Have a great day. Bye bye.